Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Bhavatapa Pranashinne Ananda Ghanamurtaye Jnana Bhakti Pradayinne Matastubhyam Namo Namaha. Jai Ma, Jai Ma. See, as you all would know, that Ma gave a lot of importance to satsangs. You know, that satsang karo, महात्माओं के साथ बैठो, उनका सुनो. It helps a lot in the journey. I remember I had a habit of just listening, to different Mahatmas, and I think I was very fortunate that those days I was in a total, excitement period where I wanted to meet so many Mahatmas. I wanted to travel. I wanted to go on pilgrimages. So I went to a lot of pilgrimages. It was like a new world that had opened up for me, And I wanted to visit as many Ma's ashrams as possible. And in that process, I met so many different people. I met so many different Mahatmas, sadhus. And my habit, and I think everybody should develop this habit, sorry, that when you meet Mahatmas or sadhus, just sit and listen. Even if you don't understand at that point of time, let them speak. And, just assimilate everything that they have said, go home and think about it. The answer comes to you, not immediately. Probably it will come maybe even after a year or two, or maybe later also, or immediately also. But it helps a lot because you get a chance of meditating on it. What is meditation? Like I have mentioned earlier also, total concentration on any subject, whether you're painting, whether you are on the computer, whether you are doing flower decoration, or whatever you're doing. That 100% concentration on anything that you are doing is Dhyan, meditation, where 100% you are there. You're not going everywhere. So it is important to do satsangs all the time, which my father and I were constantly doing from 6 to 8:30, like I mentioned earlier. Ma used to say, sadhu ko milo, mahatmao ko milo. Don't make it a drawing room conversation कि जब हम socially मिले तो हम लोग ने बात की, घर जाके भूल गए. ये नहीं होना चाहिए. It should not be that way. And she always said that when you want to tread the path, don't just sit in four walls and think that, now what should I do? No. Jump into it, So what do? Open the doors. खिड़कियाँ खोलो, दरवाजा खोलो और चल पड़ो रास्ते पे. Start walking, treading the path. That way what happens, even if you don't know, you are entering an unknown land, let's put it that way. You will meet travelers on the way. You will meet people who will guide you, who will tell you, go take a left, take a right, enter this road, and you will come to this and you will come to that. That guidance is always given, once you enter. But the important thing is to make that first step, okay? Take that first step, enter the path, and the road opens up for you. So this was something that, Ma always emphasized on. I've written a couple of points so that I don't forget. Ma had also said that supposing you can't meet Mahatmas or sadhus, meet fellow travelers and listen to them, because they have been traveling since some time, and learn to cry for God, So I remember there was one devotee who told Ma कि माँ मुझे तो रोना आता ही नहीं है, मैं तो रो ही नहीं सकता हूँ, I can't cry, I don't know how to cry for God. So Ma said, doesn't matter. Meet those kind of people who know how to cry for Ma. Sit with them and see them crying, and it will automatically happen to you also, which is very true. Now, there was, since we are talking about satsang, there was this incident that I'm remembering. There was this friend of mine who had invited me for a talk to her place to address about say 20-25 people, and she told me talk to them about Ma and talk to them about Diksha. So I said okay. So I went to her house, and she had this living room, it was a drawing room. There was a huge carpet in the center. She had put my chair like where I'm sitting, supposing, and there were chairs all around, that way, like a round circle. And the carpet was in the center, so everybody was sitting on those chairs like that in a circle. Now, all the ladies and whoever had come, they were all sitting. And I saw one man who was very tall and very probably 6 foot 1 inch or 2 inches, I'm not sure. He came and he stood, there was a wall. So he stood as a take diwal ko, like leaning on the wall and looking at me as if like, what is she going to say? That attitude. So I looked at him and I said, oh. So I said, let's see what Ma does. Then I started talking. And as the lecture went on, I suddenly saw from the corner of my eye that this boy was slowly sliding, coming towards where I was, Finally, what does he do? He comes and sits on that carpet which was laid in the center, cross-legged, and he's just looking at me. From the attitude that was, what is she going to say? And from there to suddenly coming and sitting down, and all these ladies are all around, but he's sitting right in the center and just gaping at me. Slowly, as I was talking, I saw his eyes were bloodshot, and tears started trickling down. And I said, Ma has caught him, and it's done for him. After the whole lecture got over, all these ladies were, they came to me and started clamoring around and asking different questions, and all that was happening. And I'm sitting on this seat like this, and they're all around like this. So this boy was still sitting over there, on that carpet. Now he probably wanted to come and talk to me, but because of all these ladies around, he didn't know how to come to me. So what does he do? He slides on the carpet where he's sitting cross-legged. He slides and pushes these ladies from their legs like this and slides inside and comes and sits right in front of me on the car. He's still sitting, he's not standing up. He just moves them away, from their legs, and slides and comes and sits right in front of me, and he gapes at me like this and he says, Swami ji, mujhe diksha kab milegi? Can you believe what Ma does? And I looked at him and I said, yeah, sure, if that's what you want, sure. So I said, I have to take you to Kankhal because Swami Nirvananji is the one who gives Diksha, he's got the authority. So I will be going. And he says, when? So this friend of mine says, we are leaving in 6 months, He says, 6 months? No. I have to go now. See, he was in fire. Now that is what is needed, that intensity. It has to happen here and now. That is a calling. That is the thing that you require. Not that, हमने सुना, अब कल सोचेंगे, परसों सोचेंगे, इसके बारे में थोड़ा सोचना पड़ेगा, उसके बाद जवाब देंगे. Not like that. So I said, well, she is going after 6 months and we are both going after 6 months also, but I will be going next month. He says, can I come with you? I said, yeah, my ticket is already done and sure, you can come. So he says, can you give me your flight number and which day and all that? So I'll book my seat and I'll meet you at the airport. Is it okay if I travel with you? I said, of course. So he booked his ticket. Everything happened. I met him at the airport and I took him to Kankhal. He had brought all the things, all the items that are required for a Diksha. And I had already made the phone call to Kankhal saying that I'll be bringing this person along with me and his Diksha should be done, So they had done all the preparations and they said that's fine. Now we went, he got his Diksha, and the next day, the lady who's in charge of the Sankalp, the sadhu who's in charge, she comes to me and says, Swami Nirvananji was asking, who's this boy and who got him? So she said, I mentioned your name, and he was so happy with him. He says, this boy is something else. And now the person I'm talking about, his name is Ajit Tapasvi. Ajit Singh Girdhari Singh Tapasvi. And I have told him that I will be talking about him because the boy today, if you meet him, he's got a yogi sthan in Bangalore, 2 of them, where he's the best yoga teacher you can meet, and he's amazing. So he does his own thing, but his total dedication towards the path, the sadhana that he does, and it's very creditable. When we had gone for the book launch also, he was with me. And when we went to Rishikesh and Haridwar to meet all the Mahatmas, he was very much with me. So it is unbelievable what Ma does, And once upon a time, he was an Italian model. You see, he used to do modeling and things like that. And from there to come to this is very creditable. So this is not about what we are. It is not about how we are or what we are or, like something great we've done. No. This is all about Ma. What she does, she doesn't look at what you are, whether you're good, bad or ugly. It's like a big ocean, supposing there is a big ocean in front of you, okay? So Ma sees this whole ocean with all the water on it, and she sees these little bubbles on the ocean. For her, she'll crack any bubble. She'll just burst this bubble, that bubble, this bubble. She doesn't see who is this person good, bad or ugly? Does he have good habits, bad habits? Is he this? No. It's her ahetu ki kripa. It's her kripa that she has just burst so many bubbles and she says, come on the way. So, one has to strive for that. That, I hope Ma looks at me. She's looking at all of us. But it's just the cry. How intensely you're crying for her. That is very important. So satsangs, that's what I'm trying to say. भगवान के लिए रोना सीखो, भगवान के लिए भगवान को पुकारना सीखो. अगर वो हो जाए ना तो बात बन जाए. That's all for today, and in the next episode I'll be talking further. Thank you. Jai Ma. Om Bhavatap Pranashinne Ananda Ghanamurtaye Jnana Bhakti Pradayinne Matastubhyam Namo Namaha. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma.